We're a bunch of trans folk walking back from a picnic,
I'm
and we
walking
go
home
by
from
the
work,
nature
and
museum.
I was
and
at the
we're
end of
having
the
a
wedding
wedding there.
waiting by
And I'm
having
having
lunch
lunch
data
with
company
our
across the street.
I just
and
finished.
and just yells at us freaks and keeps walking to the wedding.
So my name is Maëlys. I'm a 35-year-old trans woman who is a software developer by trade. I am from Ottawa, been here my whole life. This project is just a map of the Ottawa-Gatineau region where people have put little dots on the map that you can click on, and then when you do, it shows an experience they had of transphobia at the location of that dot. Everything I do for myself. So it's not like aspirational to like other things. And I do it for myself because there's a vacuum and because it makes me feel good in a more direct way. And so when you look at the map project, for instance, what was going on there is there was someone on Twitter who's a friend of mine, and she was complaining about harassment that she was getting on Bank Street. She's trans. And, these were very similar to my stories. And we had all had the experience of whenever we were telling some anecdotes like that to a person who wasn't trans, the response was very often dismissiveness and unintentional. Like, these are well-intentioned people who are like listening with empathy, but there's kind of this dismissiveness because they don't realize how frequent and normal these experiences are. So with the map, it was kind of a reaction to that, where I was like, no, look, here's just in downtown Ottawa or just in Ottawa, here's all these cases that are happening, all these stories. And we, this is just the experiences of a few people. Imagine that spread across the entire city for a much larger swath of gender diverse people.
He looks at me and he's like, "Are you a guy or a girl?" And he says it in French, and he is there, so I just ignore him. And then mockingly, he's like, "T'es un gars avec un pénis. You're a guy with a penis." And then he drives off.
On the map itself, there's instructions for how to reach me on social media. They would contact me, and then I would give them a link that they could then use to make additions to the map for themselves or on behalf of others. To disseminate the map, it was all organic. It was all through social media and Instagram. I didn't go much further than that. And then other people were getting wind of it through not me, because there was people contacting me who were like, "Hey, I'd like to have a contribution," and I didn't know how they had heard about it, but their contributions were really welcome. And so social media was how it initially started. I wanted to grow out through our social networks, and then that seemed to have taken off.
And I somehow blurred out that, "No, I'm a woman," because he's like, "Oh, I can't tell with you, blah, blah." And he grabs my breasts to confirm to himself that I am indeed a woman. And
in terms of my own use of the map, it made me feel good. It was validating because I had accumulated a body of anecdotes that were just really unfortunate incidents downtown of people being really nasty for no reason, just complete strangers. And to put it on the map and to put all those dots, for me, felt like therapeutic. It felt therapeutic. And so even if it ends up being that this map isn't used by anyone, for me personally, it was a positive endeavor.
And there's these men drinking, they're in their 40s or 50s, and they start to mock me. They start to mock my breasts, and they're gesticulating. So I give them the finger. And they get up to go beat me up, so I had to run home.
And these projects, all of them that I've done, are a form of self-care. Like this one was to kind of give an outlet to validate, this negative body of experiences that I've had. There's always this kind of feeling of like, no, you're not crazy. This is happening. And the data proves it out. I don't have like an advocacy project right now. One of the things that has happened in the last few years is that the need for an advocate that looks like myself has really just plummeted, because while there's like a lot of transphobia, people don't need another white trans woman to communicate it. There's a lot of other groups of people who are more marginalized, even within the queer community. These voices are the voices that need to be elevated going forward. So I can see myself just kind of taking a back seat and sustaining other people's efforts as need be.